Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Jason, coming back at y'all with another one. But real fast, though, listen. Time and time again, we see these situations play out. You know, we watched the Bill Cosby situation play out. He free now. You know what I mean? We watching the R. Kelly situation play out. He locked up. Guilty of a lot of things, but he locked up. So for YouTube's sake, I'll say allegedly for doing horrible things, R. Kelly. You know? And then you have situations to where you're seeing a lot of Hollywood actors. You know, you see a lot of athletes getting accused of all types of shit. Now, did they do it? That's a whole nother story. You know what I mean? But people like R. Kelly, we know they did it. You know what I mean? And Bill, he had a lot of women with very consistent stories. And that's all I say about that. But bottom line, right? Now you have Andrew Cuomo. If you don't know who that is the governor of New York City. He is the governor of New York City. So you got these women, they've been flying out of the woodwork saying this and saying that. You know, it's just another one. That's how I looked at it, at least. Oh, well, we got another one here. You know what I mean? You know, I've read up on a little bit when it first started kicking off earlier in the year. And, you know, really, I didn't see anything damning in these stories where they saying that he did this and that. You know, when I read a couple of them, it just sounded like a dude that was just, you know, hitting on females at the bar. You know, no different from what you see when you go out, you know. It wasn't nothing malicious there that at least from what I read from one of the stories, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see, you know, any type of assault, you know, in at least the story that I read. But now it's like, damn, now you got his, you know, former executive assistant who come out. You know, she kind of pretty, you know what I mean? You know, probably back when this happened, she probably was even, you know, you know, even more attractive. You know, I mean, who knows? But, you know, she claiming it started with hugs, you know what I mean? And you could tell like it just was more than a hug, you know, like it was some extra in that to where he was getting sexual gratification from those hugs. So he probably was. And you know, I mean, you know how it is. You know, you hug your girl. You know, you touching all. You know how the hugs be. You could feel the energy from that. You know, so his was a little extra. And on top of that, he was giving her kisses on the cheek. Then he started switching it up, acting like he gonna kiss her on the cheek and hitting her on the lips, giving her kisses on the lips and shit. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. All of this is allegedly, gotta say that. But if he did that, he was violating big time. You know what I mean? And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because, you know, I talk a lot about control, you know, and semen retention, you know, no fap and all of those things. If this is true, and you got all of these women that's coming out of the woodworks, then clearly Cuomo did not have any control. Zero. If these are true, if what these women are saying is true, Andrew Cuomo has zero control. He was off the chain. Just like R. Kelly had no control. How Bill had no control. How These pedophiles out here, sick motherfuckers, have no control. People with sex addiction have no control. And I bring this up because this is why, you have more guys practicing semen retention, no fap. Because they realized that to a certain level that they didn't have control. They wanted to be better. They wanted to better themselves. That was my situation. I just wanted to better myself on a spiritual level as well. So, like, the people that's practicing semen retention, when I started, you know what I'm saying? And now I practice holding in that energy. So I can use my sexual energy in other places in my life. So I can use that energy to better myself in other areas and be more productive. A lot of guys don't want to admit that they have a problem. I'm sure even seeing how much Cuomo is in denial, if these things are true. He's in denial because he won't step down. He feels some type of way. It could be his pride. He could have been so blind that he didn't think none of these things would come back. He probably watched other people that had no control do the same things. I'm sure he saw. I'm sure he knew people, other government officials, acting in the same manner. But his rooster's coming back to crow. You know what I mean? And the fucked up part about this is that in a lot of these cases, y'all women waited so long, and that makes it questionable. I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but for you to wait this long, and I get it, and in some situations y'all could have been ashamed. In other situations, y'all dealing with somebody in a position of power. You don't want to lose your job. You could have been an intern. You could have just been, it's several reasons for why, these things go unreported. And at the end of the day, I don't condone any of it. Women deserve to get treated with respect. If these things happen, which we know they happen all the time, women don't deserve it. And at the end of the day, us as men have to be held accountable for the things that we do, past and present. Past and present. That's the way it is. Especially right now with the Me Too movement. You got the LGBTQ out here, causing a ruckus over all types of shit. You got the cancel culture. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm perfect. Who knows? You know what I mean? Somebody could come out of the woodworks and accuse me of something that I have no recollection of. And it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's just like, but I will say this, right? For y'all women, listen, especially y'all young women. I don't care what position it is that you in. I don't care what the situation is. I understand a lot of these situations, you could be ashamed to say something. But I'd advise you to speak out. I will say that, because y'all women don't deserve to get treated. No woman deserve to be sexually assaulted, raped, abused. Any of those things. You know what I mean? Sexual battery. You got all these situations that do happen for real on a daily basis. So I'd advise that to of you young females to say something. Because when you are silent, guess what? That is approval for guys like R. Kelly, guys who prey on women, young women, little girls. When you don't say something, then guess what? There will be more victims. So that's all I would say. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm in y'all's shoes. You know what I mean? I'm very sympathetic to what's going on. You know what I mean? And it's just like, yo, like this shit is just crazy. I have a daughter. You know what I'm saying? It's sickening if these things are true. And it's sickening how many women go through shit like this every day. And to us men, right? First of all, shout out to all the men that can acknowledge that they have issues and they working on those issues. You know what I'm saying? They practicing semen retention. They practicing no fap. They doing the work and working on themselves. They acknowledging that they have a sex addiction or any addiction that you have. If you working on it and you taking the steps to better yourself, I got to send a shout out to y'all. And to you other guys that may be out there that know that you might have a problem. Listen, do something about it before you end up like some of these guys, or even worse. Because you play with the wrong one, guess what? It might not happen to where the police get to you and these laws get involved. You might have a dad like me. You might have family members that's going to come get you themselves. And that's just real. You know, and I'm not trying to make this into something else, but bottom line, if you know you have an issue, right? A lot of us guys, we have to be accountable. We have to start practicing. The thing is, what society is doing isn't fair. They pushing sex on everybody. Young men, young women. Almost like society is trying to turn out our kids. You can't even turn around without seeing ass and titties on these phones, on TV, in public. And in a lot of these cases, it's getting praised by the elites. It's getting praised by the elites, but then when something happened, it's like, oh, that is horrible. But this is what y'all pushing. Y'all pushing this. Y'all pushing this on the radios. Y'all pushing this on everything. But when these kids who seeing this so young end up having a problem as they get older, and they doing out of line shit, then y'all don't know what the big, y'all want to act so surprised. So that's the situation that you have with Cuomo. If he did it, all that is allegedly, if he did it, listen, he has zero control. He has zero control, and that's why I make videos, because I want the people, the men that subscribe to my channel, to not be like that. To know that that is wrong. That is the wrong way to go about anything, especially when it comes to women. I want the people who subscribe to my channel to know how detrimental it is to gain some control of your sexual urges, to kick pornography, which is further making you not right up here, to where you thinking things is normal, but it really ain't. You can't. A lot of people that's addicted to porn can't even look at a woman without having those thoughts of what they saw on these screens and what they watched in that porn. So guess what? If they can't get it from a grown woman, guess what? They're going to start looking at easy targets, and those easy targets can be these kids. Not saying that all the situations always happen like that, but we don't know. Because people not out here trying to better themselves and get help and acknowledge that they have an issue in an addiction. So that's why I'm making these videos, man. You know, you got another one. You got another one out there. You got Andrew Cuomo, who gonna have to deal with his past. And that's my word, man. Tighten up. Get to work. Because if you just let all of that shit go and let these desires get more and more crazy, they grow stronger. They grow stronger. Those urges get worse. And if those needs ain't getting met, if they not getting met, that's when you spaz out and do something that you really gonna regret. Don't let it get to that point. And that's my word, man. My name Jason and Sinn-Take. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace. Who said it was easy work? Who said it was easy work? Who said it was easy? Who said it was easy? Who said it was easy work? Somebody must do it, so I gotta do it. Who said it was easy work?